Now at 6, pardon me, Grant Hardin's legal fight, why the escaped Arkansas inmate wants his own words kept out of court, and how that could impact his upcoming trial.
But now, with the stroke of a pen, the Supreme Court has undermined the rights of millions.
New pushback after the High Court rules on immigration raids. The controversial tactics now allowed as new operations are being launched in Chicago.
And a setback for Central Arkansas's main library. Why the reopening is having to be delayed and when you can finally walk back inside just 8 minutes away.
Live from Arkansas's streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 6.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on THV 11, streaming on your TV with THV 11 Plus. I'm Karen Fuller.
I'm Hayden Balgavy. Let's send it back over to meteorologist Tracy Bean joining us with the first check of your forecast. It was a beautiful Monday. Please, can I have another?
You sure can. You absolutely can,
love it.
Hayden.
Thank you.
You too, Karen. We are starting out.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome. We're starting out this morning with mostly clear skies. However, we do have some high clouds rolling through, but again, no activity really associated with these. We're going to start to see a lot of sunshine as we're heading into the day. It's going to be a cool morning for the kiddos heading to the bus stop in the mid-50s, but a recess and PE, take it outside. 77, beautiful. And once they get home, sunny and warm, so send them right back outside, parents. Looking at that high in the mid-80s. We are starting out mainly in the 50s. We've got a couple of 40s, 47 in Mena and Arkadelphia as well. We are going to continue to see lots of sunshine warming us up, just slightly warmer than what we saw yesterday. Again, 84. We were around 80 yesterday, but those 90s, well, they're sneaky and they're coming back into the forecast for a little while, and they just might stick around for at least the end of the week, into the weekend, into early next week before we start to cool down again. We'll talk more about this warming forecast and when we might expect a little rain. Just a little hint, not anytime soon, but we'll talk more about that and what's preventing that rain coming up.
Thank you, Tracy. There is new information this morning in the case against Grant Hardin. He's the convicted killer who escaped escaped from a state prison in Calico Rock earlier this year.
His lawyers are now back in court this week fighting his case. Hardin was on the run for nearly 2 weeks after being let out of a secure gate back in May.
On Monday, his attorneys filed motions asking a judge to throw out all the statements Hardin made to federal agents following his capture. The defense also wants the evidence seized kept out of court, claiming it was part of an illegal search.
A federal case against the 56-year-old was already dismissed, but he still faces a state escape charge. Hardin pleaded not guilty last June. His next pretrial hearing is set for October 21st, with a jury trial still on track for November.
And in a THV 11 update, new test results show the Ozark mountain bear that attacked a man in Franklin County was not carrying rabies or distemper. Those negative test results coming back on Monday. The attack, the first in Arkansas in 25 years by a black bear, left a 70-year-old man in the hospital. Wildlife officials say they're still trying to figure out why the animal attacked. Game and Fish Commission sent the bear to a Little Rock lab, and additional tests are now underway, including checking for other illnesses such as West Nile or even the flu.
It's highly unusual. That's why we're going to go back and do some more tests, see what we can find out. The necropsy's not completed yet, so as soon as that is, then maybe we'll have some more information. But it's just so unusual that we feel like there's got to be something that went wrong with this bear.
Game and Fish officials say they hope to have another update before the end of this week.
This morning, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, has now officially launched its long-promised crackdown in the city of Chicago. It's among several new developments in the Trump administration's immigration enforcement efforts. Protests were held in Chicago on Monday, bracing for possible deployment of federal troops and more ICE agents. Federal agents calling it, quote, Operation Midway Blitz. The Department of Homeland Security says the operation will target undocumented immigrants who, it says, come to Chicago because of sanctuary policies.
We want to get them out of the city, make the public safe.
But state and city leaders are now pushing back, saying there was no advance notice or coordination from the federal government. The Trump administration has also surged immigration operations in Massachusetts this week. Now, it all comes as new U.S. Supreme Court rulings give the federal government more leeway to ramp up those ICE raids. The court majority just cleared the way for the federal government to resume sweeping immigration stops in Los Angeles as well. The ruling allows agents to stop someone solely on their apparent ethnicity or if they speak Spanish or English with an accent. The decision sparking strong opposition from some justices who warned it could lead to racial profiling. Meanwhile, the Department of Homeland Security calling the ruling a victory for public safety and law.
Time now 6:06 in the THV 11 update. Investigators have now identified a man killed in a shootout Monday with Fayetteville police. We've learned 42-year-old Brandon Poulter was hit during the incident at an apartment complex Sunday afternoon. We first reported yesterday morning officers arrived and were met with gunfire, including shots fired at an armored police vehicle. Officers returned fire, and one of the bullets hit Poulter, who later died. No officers were hurt. State police are leading the investigation and say they will forward their findings to the county prosecutor. And prosecutors say a Woodruff County deputy was justified in a shooting last month near Cotton Plant. Investigators say 36-year-old Thomas Dixon had just attacked someone inside a home. Deputies arrived. Dixon refused commands and moved toward an officer, and that's when the deputy fired. State police investigated. The prosecutor ruled the use of force was, in fact, reasonable.
And with crime so high in some big cities across the U.S. that federal troops are now being deployed, the focus here back in Arkansas is on Pine Bluff. It's statistically, unfortunately, one of Arkansas's most dangerous cities.
But police say they're turning a corner with overall crime dropping and new strategies to keep that trend going. THV 11's Tamer Knight joins us to show us how Pine Bluff police are being proactive and building trust in the community. Tamer, good morning.
Well, good morning, Karen and Hayden. With violent crime top of mind, Pine Bluff police say they're taking a proactive approach. They're analyzing every shooting call and working closely with neighborhoods to prevent trouble before it escalates. Interim Police Chief Shirley Warrior admits crime in Pine Bluff is real, but says the city is working hard to shift the narrative. Last week, multiple city agencies met for their bi-monthly shooting review, analyzing recent incidents and patterns. The review included the city's most recent homicide, a deadly shooting August 31st on West 15th Avenue. Data showed Zone 1, where that shooting took place, had the most shots fired calls in a single week.
And we're no different than any other city. Crime, we do have crime, but it's not, we label crime Bluff, but it's not true. So when we share that information, we also gain information, and then we can help solve that crime. And then we also ask the community if they know anything to call and help us.
Overall, crime is down 15% in Pine Bluff compared to this time last year, with a significant drop in assaults, burglaries, and theft. But one category that is headed the other direction is robberies, with 6 reported already this year. Now, beyond the data, the department is hosting community town halls and returning to the basics, staying visible and engaged. For THV 11 News, I'm Tamer Knight.
Thanks you for that update, Tamer. New this morning, some unfortunate news. The Central Arkansas Library System is having to push back the grand reopening of the main library in downtown Little Rock.
Yeah, a little bit of a bummer. The building had to be scheduled to open, had rather been open to schedule September 20th after 2 years of renovations. But contractors say the space isn't quite ready just yet. Limited services like book checkouts and computer access will begin Monday, September 29th. The full celebration with food, music, and family activities is now set for Saturday, October 4th, timed with the Six Bridges Book Festival's biggest day.
All right, now let's go to meteorologist Tracy Bean and the forecast to help you plan your day today.
Well, it's going to be another gorgeous day, just slightly warmer than we had yesterday, and we're going to start to see things heat up a little bit more towards the end of the week. But this morning we're starting out with temperatures mainly in the 50s. Beautiful sunshine, a few clouds out there right now, but they'll move on out of here, and we're looking for that high around the mid 80s. But we've got some stuff coming up. Another heat dome is going to make its way into Arkansas, and that's going to keep some warmer temperatures around us for a little while. Stay with me. I'll let you know just how warm it's going to get right before this fall break coming up.